Hey y'all, it's Kate at Kate's Garden Chicken and Cat Rambles. It's be a nice hot day up into the mid to high 90s, back to ice water and minimal activity out here due to the weather. And so anyway, I'm coming out. I thought I'm gonna pull out one of the tarps and that I haven't used, which I'm partially afraid of because I know that there's going to be probably spiders and all kinds of other stuff in it. I'm being stalked by a couple roosters who think they're all that. Look at them. Teamwork. Let's vlog her teamwork. So anyway, yeah, look at them. I had the little brown Easter egger in here earlier with her sister. I was hoping she's going to lay an egg. Here is Miss Daisy. And last night when I came to put them to bed, she was in there. So she's acting broody. You know, this morning she was out eating, and now she's back in there. This morning I already got an egg out of both those boxes and 2 more from down here. Leghorns are not a broody chicken. They're not good mothers. They have been bred and designed to be egg layers and not mothers. But since she is a Leghorn gold laced Wyandotte cross, and gold laced Wyandotte tend to be broody, she may be just acting a little broody. I've checked her out. She's fine. You know, she doesn't want me to touch her, pet her, or feel under her like a typical broody hen. So we'll just see how that's going to go. I brought a couple dresses out, so I'll have them on hand if I need to stick a dress on a couple girls. But everyone's doing fine. They've had frozen veggies yesterday and watermelon. This morning they had fresh blueberries. Paul keeps buying this organic spring mix lettuce and spinach, which is I love. The chickens love it. I don't care for the spring mix part, but I just had spinach in my sandwich. But it's just some cool fresh greens, and they like to nibble on them. So I just sprinkle them down there, and they'll pick at them. Different textures, just something different from the grass. Yeah. So you can tell they're all like, we like these kind of greens. So anyway, I also brought peanuts out, not for them. These are jumbo unsalted. I put them out for the squirrels because it doesn't totally deter them from getting on my bird feeders. I'm gonna drop my gloves here. Of course, I brought gloves because I don't want to touch any spiders or spider webs, or I don't think brown recruit. They typically like wood piles and places like that. I don't think they'd be in that vinyl, but I don't want to risk it. So sorry about the noise. So this is old bird bath, but I never use it for a bird bath just because it would just get too much crap in it. It's not easy to clean. It's too heavy. And I have a good bird bath. So I keep peanuts in it. I normally buy just raw peanuts, but they were out at the store and I wasn't going to go to the feed store. Yesterday was crazy. I thought, oh, it's going to be Sunday, holiday weekend. The people will be doing everything but grocery shopping. No, it was crazy. I went in for sodas and I thought, oh, okay, I'll just go ahead and finish my shopping. $240 later, and maybe 2 weeks worth of groceries. I was like, get me out of here. So anyhow, and that's just buying staples. I only bought 2 things of meat. What killed me was I bought 1.5 pounds of stew meat. We all know stew meat. It tends to be fibrous and tough. That's why it's reserved for stew. I use it to make I cook it till it's like falls apart into like a beef tender thing. But for that 1.5 pounds of stew meat, it was over $13. Now that's crazy. So here in this pile is the vinyl that I've got to, well, Just piled stuff up. I know. Taking after Paul. So this was the pool dust bath that nobody used. I had to put coals in it in order to get the dirt out. This is the wheelbarrow, which I only use sporadically because it needs a new tube in the front tire. And there's, see a spider web waving, and the spruce tree, though it's not as sappy as some trees, it's still a pretty sappy type tree. So, well, I'm gonna have to move that out of that way. I can't do it with one hand, but there is several billboard signs under there, and I want to drag one out, just drag it out here into the sunny part of the yard, try to spread it out. If there's any moisture or bugs or anything living in it, hopefully the sun will take care of them. So we'll see how that goes. For now, I'm going to turn this unused pool upside down, and it can hold the camera. And I don't know how this will be interesting, but I'll chat with you while I do this. I'm going to be honest. I've been grateful and thankful for the 400 plus subscribers who have followed my channel. I greatly appreciate it. But right now I'm kind of at a crossroads. Maybe it's just a mental thing, but I'm at a crossroads of where I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, I can say I film for my own pleasure, but I don't get a lot of pleasure out of filming. But I think this is partial. But I do get a pleasure out of following my animals and seeing what they're up to and all that good stuff. But the channel, like I mentioned before, was supposed to also offer me some social interaction, which those what do they call them? Camel crickets. I hate them. Oh, there's a regular cricket. There were only chickens out here to eat. Oh, and I think those are maggots and a slug. Yeah. So this is, I think, part of the tarp that was left over from what I used last year. I know it's not going to be big enough to stretch around while I want it to because I cut into it. But I was thinking maybe it wasn't because I see the soda there, but I'm pretty sure it is because I see straight edges that I cut that weren't just there naturally. So this one really should go into the garbage. But anyway, so no, I don't do lives, which I guess that could be, where a lot of people get their interaction, but I'm just not comfortable on camera, I'm just not. And right now, dealing with dental work and my own self-esteem, I just, it's hard for me, but, and I get, some videos get more likes than others, and, there's some interaction there, but, I'm glad I'm not getting bad comments, but I'm not getting any comments really, or anyone really showing much interest in developing an online relationship. Not like romantic relationship, but you know what I mean. But as in just interaction. People who just need to talk about, stuff unique to us because of our middle age or any age really, or depression or anything like that, I have a feeling this one's going to be pink. And though I like light pink colors, I'm not much into hot pink. Oh, wow, that is hot pink. But, so I don't know. I'm always open to hearing what anybody else has to say about it. And that's why lately, last few videos, I haven't been on as much. I just kind of film the chickens. My cats are all getting so much older that there's not much to film on them. The youngest ones play, but they like to do that at night when people are sleeping or relaxing. And all the rest of them are 8 years and older. So, you know, they're like, yeah, we're not going to do stuff just for your entertainment, mama. Yeah. Wow. I'll probably end up going ahead and using this because it's the one. Oh, it's got a big hole in it. That's okay. I might not need this end. Because I don't want hot pink. This color of pink, this fuchsia. I mean, I know it's good for a sign because it's just an annoying enough color that it gets people's attention. But I don't want hot pink attention in my yard. So what I will probably do is, I'm still going to use it because it's the one I've drug out. I'll put the black on the outside. Let the color be on the inside. Yeah. Last thing I want is for the whole outside of this coop to be wrapped in that shade of pink. Look at it. That is just horrid. Horrid. And I'm not going to unfold all those others just to find one that's a perfect shade. I mean, this was bad enough that it says Dunkin' Donuts. And luckily, the only part that shows any, print is over here on the yard side. And at least it's subtle earth tones. I'm just not into that kind of loud, flashy pink. So I will still use that one, but what I'm going to do is I will just let the pink go on the inside and the black be on the outside. But this is what they are, so you can't really see, but that's probably 30 foot, at least 30 foot, maybe, might be even closer to 40, I don't know, stretched out. But the big billboards you see along the highway, on big signs, that's what they're covered in. It's a very heavy, windproof type vinyl, and it makes a great wrap for the coop. Cosmo, hi Flower. Your sister's acting a little broody, which I didn't expect, because you guys do look so much more like leghorns than you do the gold lace Wyandottes. So there's little Zin Zin. She's like, oh, let's still some peas and carrots in this bowl. At least we have a breeze today, but we're back up to feels like 100 and something, and up into the 90s, and everything, the kind of temperatures I hate in summertime. But anyway, so yesterday I gave everything a good drink. I'm just coming back out to check some of my great big watermelon. There's the snow peas are doing great. The beets are doing great. I'm just checking to see if we got any dried up curlicues, and my finger's pointing at it. There, nope. Which is fine because I got a fridge full of watermelon. Paul, I laughed, me and my neighbor were laughing that, he's doing the guy shopping because they were on sale. They were like $2-3. He got this huge watermelon, the kind of watermelon that you would serve if you're having a family of 10 and 6 of them were kids, maybe, or even a family of 12 and 6 half kids, half adults who all loved watermelon. It was a huge watermelon. So I cut one end off and gave it to the birds. It took them a couple days to work on it. I cut the other end off and gave it to my neighbors, which was probably more than a few days worth for them. And then the rest of it I just cored out and put in the fridge. It's a very good watermelon. A little more seeds than I like in a watermelon, but it's still a good watermelon. So now that we're after, I think it's after 2 p.m., everything's going to be the main part of their yard here that they love the most is shaded. What do you talk about, Miss Flower? So, like I said, Daisy, she's just being broody, which is, like I said, nothing that I expected out of her. Because she is, of course, leghorns. Oh, look, yay. I refilled this and I kept thinking, gosh, are they even drinking out of it? But here we just had Miss Lily drinking out of little red cups. And earlier, her and Zin Zin were in this third box. And so I thought maybe Zin Zin was laying her egg and Lily just wanted to be up in there with her. But Zin Zin, though she has been covered by both males several times, that's in my view. Who knows what I don't see. She still hasn't laid her little egg yet. So I'm going to make one lap around, and then I'm going to turn this video off. I'm going to let that lay in the sun and dry out. I'm going to make a lap around the perimeter and look in places where they like to sit and hang out. just to make sure that she hasn't dropped her egg in a weird place. So the mint is just about done with its blooms. Heat of summer, it's dying out. See all the divots back here on the side of this fence? They like to lay back here and over here. And I see no little green blue eggs anywhere, so they got themselves a little hole right there. So she obviously just has not laid yet, which is fine. I'm getting probably at least a couple dozen, almost, well, when the Brahmas were still laying regular, I was getting a couple dozen eggs a week. I'm making a couple of quiches a week, so that knocks out 14 eggs right there. But we had that week of really cool temperatures, and the nights getting down into the low 60s and 50s. So my Brahmas are starting to go into a molt. Luna still is a little bit, and of course Marigold, she's old. I think she's always got a little bit of molt going on. Who knows? But they're not laying as prolific. I'm not seeing them in the boxes, so they may be taking a month or two hiatus here until winter. I don't know. We'll see. They are good winter layers, Brahmas, but you know, I can tell that they're missing a few feathers just from these randy boys, but I can tell like on their sides. I'm gonna expand the screen, but I guess I should take my gloves off. Thankfully, I didn't see any bad spiders. I did see some webs in that stuff, like those little, look like big cotton balls, but you know that there's a web. Maybe probably babies in there. Ugh, I don't know. It's freaking me out just thinking about it. But you can see some of this gray here on the hips, there in the center, and towards the back. Besides the pooping on the Brahmas, they're starting to shed feathers, and some of those are new feathers. So I'm not sure how complete their molts will be. I don't know if they'll look like a half-plucked chicken when they're in full molt, but they are starting to do a little bit of a molt. So now they're all out here. They pretty much cleaned up a lot of the lettuce. I still see a few purple leaves down there. But yeah, all's good. And like I said, let me know. I may just film less or do more videos that are just nothing but with less me in it or talking, and just the chickens. Oh, the wind. That's fine. That's the side I want to dry out anyway. But yeah, so I'm going to stretch that down, put a few things on it to weigh it down, and let the sun bake off any bugs or yuckiness. So, okay, everybody, I'm going to let you go. And next time I have something to share, I'll share it. Okay? Bye, y'all. Y'all have a great week.